Well, it's a green light, but we can't go because everybody else is going. We've just started our holiday. This is the first of the holiday videos. Got all the kids in the back there. There's a lovely wife here.
Hi.
And there's lovely me. So hopefully actually get out of here. So he tried to go left before he could. So he's now blocked, well, effectively, I suppose it isn't really blocking it, but I mean I'm definitely going to have to go, and I'm going to have to take some steps to push. Look, they're pushing anyway, I have to push. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to let me go because I'm important. No, I'm not really important, but I've got a bigger car than they've got. So something seems to be happening on there. That's the emergency tram that's got all the emergency folk on it. And off we go. And he wants to turn left. So off we go. This is the beginning of our journey. Just 0.9 kilometers, as you can see, into it. I set all my meters off at the beginning. We're just leaving Warsaw. First night we're going to stop off in Prague, at my flat there, to get a free stop rather than a hotel. We're going to France, to Tours, so we're going to be real tourists in Tours. We'll have to see how it goes, I think. I don't think I'll take much footage on the way down to Czech Republic because I've done it all before, so probably we won't get a lot more footage until we actually get into closer to the French area. I think we'll save it for that. If there's anything interesting in Germany on the way through Germany, I might take it, but other than that, we'll have to wait for most of this when we're in France. Oh yeah, my wife just wanted... You could have said that on camera, darling. The kids have all got their own... Each of the kids has got their own rabbit there. So between them, they've got each got their own rabbit. What about you, Sophie? You've got a rabbit?
A rabbit for George.
Okay.
Yes.
They've got more rabbit than Sainsbury's.
Pink rabbit for Tanya.
Okay. Anyway, best to concentrate because there's a lot of cars on this road going out of Warsaw, and they always like to change lanes wildly and do various road acrobatics, as I call it. So there we go. And the lanes sort of sweep off in unforeseen directions, and if you don't sweep with them, you're likely to crash into something in the lane next to it. So I better not film now, actually, when you think about it, especially not with a car full of people. Okay, so that's that cloud there. That's obviously Winnie the Pooh, right? Sitting down with his nose. Actually, since I even started filming, it's all gone out of shape. It doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh anymore. It looks a little bit like Great Britain. But they change all the time. That's the funny thing about clouds, they always change their shape. And some of them disappear even while you're looking at them in a sky like today when it's nice and warm. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they shrink away to nothing while you're driving towards them. Right, so one of the things that's nice to do when you've got a family holiday like this one, yeah, is it's nice to have a sing-along in the car. You've got some nice foresty kind of nice environment. We're still in Poland, by the way, coming up to Opole. Sophie,
Yes.
want to sing The Owl and the Pussycat with me? Okay. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some money and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are. You are, you are, what a beautiful pussy you are. Said the pussy to owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, how long we have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring? So they sailed away to the year and a day, to the land where the bone tree grows. And there in a wood a piggy wig stood with a ring at the end of his nose, his nose, with a ring at the end of his nose. Oh pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. So they all sailed away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. And they dined on quince and slices of mince, the other way around, which they ate with a runcible spoon. And hand in hand on the edge of the sand they danced by the light of the moon. The moon, the moon, they danced by the light of the moon. Well done. Chunga changa, bum 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 budum budum chunga. Mleko i prosto. Chunga changa. Castellano, cosis, banane, chunga changa. Go on, darling. You sleeping? Sing chunga changa.
Oh, darling.
Chunga changa.
Dee,
Dee 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 dee.
I've lost my voice.
Okay. So my wife says she's lost her voice.
That's right.
It doesn't work when it comes to speaking though, does it, my dear?
Darling, I can't.
Alright then, go on then, sleep.
Alright, thank you.
Anyway, the kids are well under control in the car, which is more than you can say for anywhere else, so it's probably quite a good thing to travel with them. It's a very straight road. Very straight road. Straighter than the motorway, that's why it's not always a bad idea to come off the motorway. Certainly a lot emptier than the motorway, and you can actually... What am I doing? I'm doing 80, well I suppose I'd do 90 or 100 on the motorway. It's difficult to do more than that because you've got cameras every 5 minutes, and the speed gets restricted down to 70, and then you get a camera checking whether you're doing it or not, whereas here it's actually just as fast. I could go faster if I wanted to, but what's the hurry? 2 minutes past 8 is the time when the machine says I'm going to get in, so, you know, and that's been the same ever since we left Warsaw, so we're on track. It's calculated, you know, it's gone between 2 minutes 17 and, 17 minutes after 20, down to 2 minutes after 20, which is the lowest it's been, so we're on, might get actually under 20, might be before 8 o'clock. So that's all right. Here's we just crossed the River Racina. It's just going to be underneath us. There's the mountains that separate Poland and the Czech Republic. We're near Nysa, actually closer to Odmutru. And so we've got hawks and things flying around, and it's all very beautiful and pretty. And in a moment there'll be a nice lake coming up on the right hand side. As you can see on the map, we're riding next to a big lake, but the lake is a sort of man-made reservoir, so it's higher than the road. That's the dike, or the wał, as they say in Polish, it goes all the way around it. So that's a lovely great big lake. Sorry, don't talk while I'm talking. Although it's a lovely great big lake, you don't see it from the road. You'd have to park and walk up to it, which we don't really have time to do today. You can just about see a bit of the lake over in that direction. You could see it better for a minute, but I missed it, didn't get the camera out in time. But as you see, we're riding all the time next to it, the mountains over that side. So there you go. And up ahead as well. Some nice mountains. You can see them quite well from here. The ones which separate Poland and the Czech Republic. If it wasn't for those mountains, well, the Poles themselves are a mix of many different Slavic tribes, West Slavic tribes, maybe the Czechs would also have been assimilated into that larger group if it wasn't for the mountains here, which meant that instead of joining with the Poles, they kind of condensed amongst themselves into a different nation. Well, several different nations, because you've got Bohemians and you've got Moravians and you've got Silesians, which are, so you've got more, even within the Czechs you've got more difference these days than you have between different types of Poles. And then you've got the Slovaks as well, and of course they all have to talk to one another, so they all have a very broad understanding of their language. They're ready to listen to their language being spoken back to them in all different sorts of dialects, which Poles are not so used to. They have some dialects, but the amount of speakers is minimal. And so basically those mountains have had quite a significant impact. It's not a very big mountain range, it's sort of smallish, but it's had an impact on the whole development of East Europe, I suppose. This is Złotystok. Getting up quite high. Almost getting into the mountains a bit here, but much more shallow than anywhere else. It's possible to cut through them, but you wouldn't be able to cut through these mountains anywhere without going up a little bit. Further over, if you do it, then you end up in a right old trouble if you try and do it in winter, as you have to be all with chains and everything. And I've tried it without chains, and the snow was going, and it was really, I can tell you, pretty hairy. That was the time I went down in the year 2000 to get an interview with Deloitte in Prague. Which is a whole different story. I might tell it one day, I don't know. Oh, am I going to go around this or not? Is he going to let me go, or is he not going to let me go? Yeah, he did. Thank you. Yeah. I was at it before you. What was I supposed to let you go first, because you would have come into it before I got out of it? Oh dear, what a silly prat. He's automatically imagines that I'm supposed to wait for longer just because it happens to be on his side of the road. Crazy. Some people are just utterly crazy.
First traffic
Thankfully,
light.
well, thankfully there's a traffic light here, which means that the matter is at least ordered at this point, rather than left to people to work it out themselves. What?
How many chocolate have?
Well, it says 2020, which is 20 minutes past 8. But then we still need a couple of breaks before we get there, I imagine. So I wouldn't treat that as definitive. Right, quite a nice wall there, with different coloured stones in it. Oh, green. Right then. Oh, see, it's green. I've got priority, but I've still got to wait for this guy to come out, haven't I? Well, he obviously went when he didn't have his priority, so I mean, it's a question of waiting, isn't it? He obviously, maybe he came out from the middle bit where you can't even see what's going on. And then this guy's coming in on me when I've got green, and he's actually entering in it there now, which is very annoying and irritating. It doesn't appear to work at all well, this thing. In fact, there wasn't any light at that end. Yeah, nice church up there. People's burning, if I'm not mistaken, coal. There's Bear's Cave in 30 metres or something in that direction. 30 metres. Be right next to the road if it was. Okay, nice cemetery, nice hills with heavy verdant trees all over them. Beautiful actually around here. Sun is a bit low though, so it's perhaps not coming out so well on the film.